Hello and welcome to the Back to Life Chiropractic Workshop series. We are talking about stress and anxiety. So we were talking about the different tests that you can use to diagnose the different effects that stress is having on your body systems. And last time we talked about the thermograph, which was skin temperature, and that shows us which organ systems are bad, that are based on your nerve chart. So you can see that if your C1 is working really hard and it's showing up on a surface EMG, that the sympathetic nervous system and is being affected, which cause chronic tiredness, mental conditions, high blood pressure, migraine headaches, headaches, nervousness. And so we were finishing up with that, and then I think we were going a little bit into surface EMG. So let's start our timer and get going. So the EMG, the spinal muscle tone, is an important test that we put these little sensors on your spinal muscles, and it reads how much energy is going from one side to the other and how much is into it. And so blacks and reds are the worst. So in this case, we can see that C1 area is having a lot of muscle spasm. So that means the central excitatory state is happening where the nerves are firing over and over again. And central excitatory states are always caused by somatic reflexes or visceral somatic reflexes or a chemical imbalance. So like we can get a picture of that area C1. We see in the upper thoracic and the lower cervical there's problem, mid and down in the lumbar. So but that's just another test that is a good way to see how stress is affecting the nervous system through looking at the spinal nerve roots, spinal muscles. And then the pulse wave profile, which is the autonomic system balance. You're seeing how your parasympathetic, sympathetic are balancing out. And so it reads the inner pulses. So if you have like 70 beats per minute, there's little pulses in those 70 minutes that should be a little bit different. And if they're off a little bit, it shows how you can adapt to stress better. So it's another nice test that we can run. You put your fingers in here, the middle finger goes there, has a little sensor, reads your pulse, and then the pulse, like I said before, it's reading how much it varies a little bit, and the better it varies, the more your body adapts to stress. So that's a nice way to see if you're more sympathetic or parasympathetic or balanced. That's part of the insight subluxation station that we do at Back to Life Chiropractic, but it's looking at autonomic nervous system balance. So then when you look at the three tests that we were talking about, thermograph, the surface EMG, and pulse wave profile, then it will give you a score. And we actually do range of motion too. So, but it'll just put you in a range. So it's kind of nice because you can actually see, if you're in a very challenge, transitional, good, excellent range. We can do that with each test too. So you can see EMG, here's more in the 60s, and pulse wave here is balanced, and then the thermal's up in the 80s. So you can see if you're transitioning, if your body's going back, like in the middle, or if it's well, or it's in crisis. So it's nice to be able to make a diagnosis, see which organ systems are out and how stress is affecting your body, because we know if the stress cycle is good or bad, so it can be affecting your organs if it can't not stop firing. So, and then another test that we have at Back to Life is the master score sheet, which is made up of individual score sheets that we use in our practice to help you in different areas like nutrition, cardiovascular, flexibility, strength, posture, nervous system, autonomic nervous system, and feet and arches. So the nervous system is a good thing to look at when it's coming to look at your stress cycle and see where you are. And the whole master score sheet's actually good to see if you're in sickness areas or prevention. So it's just another nice way to give yourself a score, see how your body's being affected. And then it's nice because as you start to do things that are going to help your stress, you can see if it's actually working. So and then one of the things that we like to look at, because we know your health is physical, chemical, emotional. So you want to look at all of these three things, and these are things that you're going to have to need to work on in order to improve your score from crisis to wellness. And so it's just nice because we were talking about the vertebral subluxation complex score, which was the surface EMG, thermal range of motion. So you can kind of get a good pattern of, an idea of your stress and how it's affecting your body and where you are and what zones you're in. But then the lifestyle scores, we want to, besides being adjusted and affecting the nervous system that way and the organ systems that way, we actually want to do lifestyle changes so we can actually go the master score sheet and look in each area: cardio, strength, flexibility, posture, nervous system, arches. And then we can start working on these three areas that are affecting your health in a nice, organized, easy way. And so that's the main thing with diagnosing like stress and anxiety and seeing how it's affecting your body, is using a nice system of um, vertebral subluxation complex, which is nervous system, and then lifestyle recommendations: nutritional, cardiovascular, strength, flexibility, posture, nervous system, arches. Organizing it in a nice way, and then trying to figure out how to get out of crisis, how to get out of this transition area, and how to stay in wellness. And so the so one of the big things that we'll talk about next time is why it's so important to remove subluxations that are caused by stress and anxiety, and how it's affecting your nervous system, and that the weight of a quarter is all the pressure you need on a nerve to cause 40 to 60% nerve interference. And so removing this pressure actually will help you deal with stress and anxiety. And we'll talk about that next time, because I think we have run out of time, which we have. So we'll see you next time. Remember, if you go to Back to Life Chiropractic, we can't always do all the workshops, like, because we get busy with patients sometimes. And so, but we try to do them every Tuesday and Thursday around lunchtime. So check out our website, www.backtolifechiropracticky.com, or subscribe to our channel to keep up with all the videos.